This article from it's about Jake Paul, and I thought it was interesting because I kind of have my own take on this because I've had a lot of injuries because of skating in my lifetime. And I worry about some of the same stuff he's talking about here.
Didn't you do hockey also?
I played hockey. Less injuries than that because you wear full pads. And though, ironically enough, I've been skating for 23 years, and the only bone I've ever broken other than my fingers was my collarbone, and that wasn't from skating. That was from hockey.
Oh, wow.
But skating, I've had arguably worse, ligament tears, which are much worse because a bone has a very clean healing period. Pretty much if it's in a cast, how long it will take to heal. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But with ligaments and tendons, it's gone. Yeah, all the progress can be gone very quickly.
Have you ever torn your ACL yet?
No.
Yes.
Oh dang, really? Terrible. You have to explain what happened.
How I did it?
Yeah.
I was singing in a death metal show, and I was jumping on stage for our last song, and I fell and I broke it right during the last riff of the song.
Oh god!
It's on the mic.
Wow, it sounds very dramatic.
It's on VHS.
If there's a movie made about your life, that's going to end Act 1.
I was wearing it was Halloween. I was covered in blood. My microphone had a Viking skeleton on it, and my knee went to the size of Peter Boyle. For those who know who Peter Boyle looks like, my knee looked like him.
I mean, I have that problem. My left knee is twice the size. I just have a really bad left knee that I just don't have the time, money, or inclination to be able to fix right now. I do strength training. I try to keep it in as good as shape because I skate every day still.
Yeah.
Out there, but my knee is a mess.
Mm-hmm.
But so I can totally he's found a way to turn this into a career.
Yeah.
He's also as social media people, people who have his claim to fame is essentially through social media.
Yeah, he started off with TikTok because Logan Paul started not TikTok, Vine. My bad, because they're almost the same thing. But both him and his brother started their fame on Vine. And then when Vine died, they were YouTube famous because everybody was like, oh, you're from Vine. You're funny. And then Logan Paul messed up with Japan with the suicidal forest.
Oh, okay. That's his. Okay, yeah, I remember that.
And then he got famous because he was dating I don't want to call her a YouTuber, but she's an influencer, Tana Mojo. Or no, not Mojo. She was she's that girl that ripped off all the young teenagers with her TanaCon.
I don't know anything about this, and I'm glad.
Yeah, it was so bad, and she was planning to do another one, but people were like, oh, are you going to rip us off again? This is kind of like Fyre Fest, but younger because it's girls and glitter.
I had a really funny discussion about the free market the other night and explaining who Belle Delphine was. And,
who's Belle Delphine?
It's she sold bathwater, her own bathwater.
Oh, her!
I was like, hey man, if she can find an audience willing to buy it, it's it is what it is, man.
No, speaking about her bathwater, somebody actually did they went into the microscope scope and see if it was real bathwater. They're like, no, this is regular water because I can't find a trace of human human skin into it.
There's a market for everything. Somebody took the time to do that. It's amazing.
Hey, good for them.
Dude, but my friend Mia Rios really hates her as a person. She was like, that girl is a pedophile. And I'm like, really?
Moving on. Moving on.
We'll send the investigators. No, but he's talking about serious things in this article.
Yeah, he is.
It says Jake Paul is only 24, and this article is from TMZ Sports. It says Jake Paul is only 24, but he's suffering from memory loss and slurred speech. Like how I slurred as I said slurred speech.
Perfect.
And it's largely because of boxing, and it could get even worse with tonight's fight. A fight that he did win, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
Jake appeared on In Depth with Graham Basinger and talked about something boxers rarely discuss when they're still in the game, how boxing messes up their head. Jake told Graham, I notice in conversations with my girlfriend or my friends, I'm not remembering something that I should be able to remember that happened a couple of days ago. He went on, sometimes in my speech when there's every 100th or 200th word I'll mess up or slur, which I didn't do that before. Jake sees his problem actually started with football, but was clearly worsened by boxing. He doesn't even remember how many concussions he suffered, somewhere between 20 and 30. Oof.
Wow.
Yeah, that's CTE right there.
He's already building in the sympathetic movie.
The Will Smith movie about the guy who discovered CTE.
Right, now we'll get one for this guy.
Yeah.
I thought he already slurred his words.
This guy?
beforehand. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really heard him talk.
Yeah.
He talks really dumb, like he doesn't even use real words half of the time.
Is it Jake or Logan that's really into Pokemon?
Both of them.
They are.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a friend who's like, he's like.
I feel like
he's like big in the Pokemon trading card community.
Okay, I thought you were
And-
going to poke fun at me because I have Pokemon dolls.
No. I have a friend
Pokemon
who's
are
like,
cool.
I've known this kid for like 10 to 15 years through skating, and then one day I just find out that he's like got this huge collection and like is like he has like a YouTube page that's got like a crap ton of followers.
Whoa.
Like about Pokemon. I'm like, I can't imagine you caring about. I don't care about Pokemon anymore.
Wow.
I couldn't imagine you caring about Pokemon, but that's awesome.
What if
Come
it
on,
was
look at
Beanie
the
Babies
dolls.
though?
That's
Like, where do you draw the line?
just as weird. Just as
Okay,
weirdly.
okay.
So it says again something boxers don't. It says Jake says his problems actually started with football, but are clearly worsened by boxing. He doesn't even remember how many concussions he suffered, somewhere between 20 and 30. Again, something boxers don't say. Jake says he's scared about the long-term effects, although he thinks a certain psychedelic drugs could help abate the problems. It's pretty shocking. He says. All this when he's about to square off with former UFC champ Tyrone Woodley Saturday night. He beat Tyrone by split decision in the past, and the rematch promises to be fierce. Jake said his doctor was blunt, stay away from the ring, but that's not going to happen. Jake won all his matches so far, but it's clearly come at a cost.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, first of all, there is like I obviously I'm not going to have the articles pulled up. There is research that says that that there's certain psychedelics are doing wonders
Yeah.
for brain chemistry
Yeah.
and stuff like
Mhm.
that.
Hurt mine, but I'm sure it could help others.
Yes,
Hurts mine.
I'm guessing it's a dosage thing.
Yeah, you're probably right there.
Controlled
Never figured
environment
that part out.
thing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
never quite figured that part out. We don't advocate drug use here on
No.
Pop
I
Culture
don't do
Crisis.
anything. I'm clean compared to these two.
No,
We're clean now.
Now it's a different life. it really was like a different life.
Totally.
Totally.
That's the metaverse version of us,
Yeah, it
or
definitely.
the multiverse, I should say.
It's the
Mhm.
multiverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like so this like and just as somebody who has had a ton of skating injuries, has hit his head multiple times, never liked wearing a helmet because it threw my equilibrium off.
Yeah.
While skate I felt like I couldn't skate properly with the helmet on,
Uh-huh.
and in the early years it was like a culture thing, like you didn't want to wear a helmet because you didn't want to look lame.
Right.
Mhm.
Now it's very
It's because you got so used to skating without it.
yeah, well that's what I'm saying.
Right,
like
yeah.
and as I got older, like I didn't really care, I didn't care. Like I wasn't
Same.
like I didn't hit my head on a regular basis, but that doesn't prevent the damage that was done when I was younger. I got my first skating concussion when I was 12.
Mm-hmm.
I jumped a wall, tried to 180 it, and I was knocked out for 10 to 12 seconds, my friend said. And my friend snapped a great photo of me unconscious.
Oh, cool.
Like I'm literally knocked out. I've got like frosted tip
Oh,
blonde
great.
hair and Jinkos on. And it's the most 1990s thing you've ever seen.
Awesome.
And I also big props to my friend who could have been a budding sociopath to actually have the wherewithal to like see his friend not respond to him and take a photo
Oh,
of it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
there are periods now. I think it was probably more to do with like I've been open about like my substance abuse problems in the past. Like I'm sure that there was damage
Yeah.
that was done there that I can't undo.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure.
and as bad as that was, it's not necessarily even as bad as somebody pounding you in the head
Oh, yeah.
multiple times a year.
Oh yeah, I can think right back to all the times I've been hurt. I used to do freestyle, like BMX stuff.
Yeah.
And I broke my right arm, broke both bones.
Yeah.
They came out of the skin. It was a compound fracture.
Oh, through the
Yep.
skin.
I think
Oh.
about it every day. I thought
Yeah.
about it this morning. Anytime I put on a dress shirt type
Yeah.
with a button,
Mm-hmm.
I have to always unbutton my right one because, I'm sorry, my left one, whichever one I broke, because the bone shattered and
Yeah.
disappeared.
Yeah.
So the little
Mhm.
bump in your arm,
Yeah.
I don't have that on one of my arms.
Oh.
And my sleeve always slips over that, but the other
Ah.
one, it has the bump I have to undo, and they'll mess you up. And I feel those now, still like it's hurting. So I can't imagine
Yep.
what this guy's. It's a good thing to talk about.
Yep.
Mhm.
Look at like Muhammad Ali, man.
Yep. These
You know?
discussions are far more like there's like this weird back and forth where it's like some people are like, oh, it is what it is, and don't be a whiner, and I get that too because
Right.
I'm also like I've skated injured. I've been on tour at times where I had like holes in my hand, like there's still like scars all over me from stuff like that happening.
Yeah.
Where I would never be able to like pace myself, so I'd be out of town skating on tour for like a month, and you're so excited in the first 2 days that you try something that gets you like super hurt, and then you're hurt for like the rest of the trip.
Yeah.
And I still love it. Like I don't know if I've told Mary, like when I fall sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, that was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Like I still get like
I see you do it.
I get like an adrenaline rush when
yeah.
that happens. I think that's just baked into my psyche now.
Yeah, I used to like barrel race. You know what that is with
Yeah.
horses?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
like fall all the time, and like you get right back on.
Yep. So you don't like it's like it becomes like if it's part of you, like
We're
maybe
very
that's-
lucky to complain about it.
Yeah.
You know, like imagine
sounds
being
like
in
a
Rome
very
when
guy
they fought
thing.
lions.
I was just gonna say, I was like, it's such a guy thing what
Yeah.
we're doing right now. Like, oh yeah, injuries, right?
Imagine complaining about you being the gladiator.
Yeah.
Like just these lions, man, they're just too rough.
Yeah,
Can't
like,
do it anymore. Like, no, just go back. That's your job.
it's a sign of like the age we live in, where we can be happy about it.
Yeah.
Whereas like in the past, you had to worry about if you got hurt, you wouldn't be able to hunt and feed your family.
Right. Like
So-
at the age we're at now is senior citizen 100 years ago.
Yeah, and Jake Paul has found a way to take a very dangerous thing and monetize it in a way that most people don't, right?
Oh yeah, and this is what I think for him, his trajectory. I'm sure he's gonna get out of this soon, but he's setting up this whole UFC thing. Is it him and Dana White going at
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I think in terms of our WWE theory, they're gonna merge eventually. This is gonna be great, and it's gonna come to a peak. I mean, what a great run this guy's had.
Yep.
And they're gonna fight. I mean, not him and Dana, but like
It's
him and
kind of meta
someone
too,
in the
like because
UFC.
like you can never tell exactly what's real, exactly what isn't.
Yep.
Like a lot of people didn't know till after the Mayweather fight that it wasn't like that it was an exhibition and they weren't.
That's ridiculous.
Like-
I mean, it was advertised pretty heavily as that, but they just no one looks.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
they take advantage of the fact that there's just so much coverage and
Yeah.
it's so baked into the culture that,
Yeah.
that all they know is that that's what's happening. That fight's happening.
Right.
They're not looking deeper, so it's weird and it's meta and
and they
it's-
don't know what exhibition means. Maybe.
Yeah. that's-
Maybe exhibition is like it's an exhibit, right? We're
School-
gonna watch them
yeah,
fight, right?
School failed them.
It's all of us.
School failed him.
School failed
I love
them.
that.
School failed me. So
Yeah, no, me too. School did nothing for me.
School did nothing for me.
But here we are,
So go figure.
Yep.
Take that, world. Take that, Mrs.
and I was a professor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I forgot about that.
That
too.
is
Yeah,
the
that's the other multiverse. man.
yes, exactly. So it's so Tyrone Woodley. So he did win. Jake Paul did win last night. That first article was written before that, but he knocked out. He knocked out Tyrone Woodley.
There's a big age difference between those guys.
Yep.
Woodley's 39.
and
So
he's 24.
and he's 24. And one was a UFC fighter. Yeah.
That
so-
doesn't seem fair.
well, I
Does
mean,
it?
What was it?
Yeah, I mean, this guy's starting a career of being a social media guy or whatever he is, and now.
But
boxing.
arguably, the other guy. I mean, they're choosing like a sport that's in between what they're both good at. I think Paul was like a wrestler, right?
Okay.
It was like he was like a wrestler in college. I could be I could
don't know.
I feel like I remember Rogan having a
that
conversation.
makes sense. He looks
Um,
like he's got the blockhead for it.
Yeah, so like that, and then the other guy's a UFC star.
Yeah.
So that's a completely different. And like we're normie discussing this right now, but those
Yeah.
are different disciplines, right? So then they're meeting in the middle for
Yeah.
something. So like I would still say that the other dude, like I would have thought the other dude would have won, but clearly not. So
You got to bet on Paul now.
yep,
Yeah, you
apparently we
have
do.
Come
to.
on, with a run like that, I mean, I love him or hate him, that guy's doing it.
So yeah, like I just I think that's that because that first article came out the day before this fight, and then find out that Jake won. So he's clearly it's not affecting his ability to
He
fight.
doesn't want to stop boxing, and he knows if he loses, he'll lose more memory. So he has
Yep.
to win.
Yep.
That's what's pushing him.
Or maybe he is losing and he just doesn't remember losing.
We're all
that's
watching
true.
it
Brain damage jokes.
though.
Those are just the
great.
height of funny these days, right? Nothing funnier than brain damage. That's a joke.
What is this? It's like America's Funniest Home Videos. It's
Yeah.
just us laughing at brain damage.
LOL. Just doink. Yes.
Thanks, Bob Saget.
Oh man, Bob Saget, what a great guy.
Is that show still going on?
Yes, with somebody
Yeah,
else.
it's called
I think.
YouTube. Fails.
This
Fail
is true.
videos.
Oh wait, isn't it on MTV? But it's called something like
I don't know.
There probably is something comparable to it.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.